and welcome to this week's episode of So Fired. I'm Chelsea Toronto.
And I'm Dr. Lindsay Regier.
And welcome. Each week on So Fired, we take life's shitty things and turn them into pretty things.
And man, do I have a lot of things to complain about today. I hope you do too. I'm really in a mood today, so buckle up, everyone. And today we're also talking about why healthcare documentaries and books are stupid.
This week we're talking about health, wealth, and happiness.
Yep.
And stupid healthcare. But before we do, what's your So Fired of the week, please?
Well, So Fired is that not once, not twice, we attempted to go skiing this week. And not once, but twice, we were unsuccessful at those skiing attempts. And I'm bummed that we couldn't get some runs in, but So Fired, we have spent every single day together. And we're actually doing your favorite activity of driving and going for a drive. So, I mean, and then you did my favorite activity of running errands. So I think it's like actually a win-win. We could still got to spend time together. We napped, went our separate ways and napped. So I think honestly, like not skiing was totally fine.
It was fun.
Yeah.
No doubt. Piggyback on that. Yes, that was also my So Fired of the week. I have been scheduled Wednesdays off temporarily. Fingers crossed. That's only a temporary thing. And I will be, I guess in 2 weeks, I'm going back to a full schedule. And I was so mad. Please, I can't afford to lose the money. But thank God I was, because we have been spending so much time together. It offsets you leaving for 2.5 weeks.
I know. We're getting all of our quality time in.
I know. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, start complaining. What do you got?
Okay.
Enough of that.
All right. My issue is that today I got hacked. I got hacked on PayPal. I got hacked on Shopify. My husband's credit card got hacked. And just to get unhacked is such a rigmarole. They're like, oh, if this wasn't you, contact us. And you hit the contact us button. And then it takes you to a menu like, what's your issue? And then you click on the one that's a closest match. And then you click on that and they're like, well, contact us. And then it takes me right back to the beginning of this whole entire cycle. And I'm like, well, who do I contact? Because you won't let me contact anyone. Oh, and then there's also on our website, there was also some fraud on there too. So it's just been such an annoying morning. And why can't being hacked and unhacked just be way easier? I just need it to be like, maybe I text someone or call someone or send an email really quick and then like beep, boop, beep, 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 beep. You are unhacked. That's all I want. Stop making it so freaking hard.
Right. And like you didn't already have more important things to do this morning.
I know. I'm like, this added to my list of 16 other things that I had to get done today.
Well, thanks for putting us at the top of your list.
You're welcome. I was like, just let me get through the morning so that I can get here.
Oh,
yeah.
We're glad you're here.
Thank you. What's your issue?
I'm actually disappointed with the way I treat one of my family members.
Oh, which one?
The other one that lives here.
Oh.
I'm not very nice. And like, I pride myself on being a nice person and thoughtful and kind. And I'm just super see you next Tuesday-y to this person, my stepson. So I don't know. And it makes me feel bad. Like this poor kid hasn't really done anything to deserve that.
So what are you going to do about it?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Still be see you next Tuesday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a personal issue that you can't be nice to everyone. Can't win them all, I guess.
It's not that I'm like outwardly mean. I'm like snarky annoyed all the time.
Mm. Yes, I've witnessed that. And I was like, what's happening?
What do you mean you've witnessed it?
When you claim that you're living in a trap house. I was like, what is happening right here? I'm like, you're talking like kind of to him, but not really, but like talking really loudly and snarkily. I think he hears you. I think that's the point. I'm not quite sure. I don't know.
Like yesterday, he bought a little coffee pot, which is funny because when I came back from Mexico, I was like, I'm going to resume drinking coffee during the day. And he just kind of did it for me. Like he did it. He's got traditional like pot. And he bought a thing of Folgers. And boy, that is very aromatic. It really, the other morning I was like, is that coffee? And I was like, I'm going to help myself. But here's where I come in to being kind of bitchy, is he put it in my cabinet because he's taken over like 2.5 very large cabinets.
Oh.
And it's like, well, if you didn't have so much junk, you wouldn't. I had to like make room for myself. Well, then I noticed that he like jammed it into my very organized like little shelf. And I text Doug and I was like, hey, just heads up, I moved it. Because like Doug knows that those 2 shelves are mine.
I love how you guys each have assigned shelves. Like, this is my shelf. You get this shelf.
Yeah, no, we do.
What do you keep in your shelf?
Like all of my things. That includes like, I don't know.
Like pantry staples?
Yeah,
Or
all
supplements?
anything that I have that's mine.
Yeah.
Supplements, food, condiments is on those 2 shelves
Oh, okay.
to the far right.
Oh.
So I never have to go into those other 2 cabinets because he's overtaken it. He's a huge hoarder.
Oh, what's in his shelves?
Everything and multiples of the same thing.
I hate that.
Like he just took those long ones, those tall ones.
Oh.
They're like 5 feet long.
Oh my God. That's a lot of stuff.
I was like, so I carved out a little area of my own. And now when I saw it encroaching, I was like, oh, hell no. Just because there's no room in your space, make some.
You know, I love to keep a more empty cabinet, so come on over and store some stuff at my house.
No, because then once he does, it just, like, that's not him. It's the hoarding because I know he's a hoarder and he has been since he was born. I like see a 10-year-old. It's not just having a lot of stuff. It's then like pods.
Sure. All over.
To see a young person
With hoarding.
is kind of weird.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
always assume it's like an old person.
Yeah, I do.
It's not anyway, so
No.
I'm really mean to him and I
Yeah.
don't mean to be. Sorry.
Oh, you know who else is mean? That's my other issue. Is this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Please.
Such a bitch. Oh my God. At Starbucks, right next to Chelsea's house, there is.
It's snowing outside.
Oh,
Sorry.
it is snowing outside.
Sorry.
There is this bitch ass kid that works there, and he has such.
He's my neighbor, by the
attitude.
way. Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, hey, how's it going? He's like, what? I'm like, how's your day going? He's like, good.
Oh, boy.
You?
Oh, man.
And I'm like, oh, good, thank you. And then I put in an order. He's like, is that it? I'm like, nope, well, like 2 other things. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, oh, it's Thursday afternoon. Isn't it $3 drinks right now? He's like, no, it's only on the weekends. I'm like, no, it says Thursday. He's like, no. I'm like, okay.
You're right. I'm wrong.
You're right. Sure.
I'm at Starbucks more than you are.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't even stand your bitch ass attitude right now. So I will just pay for my drinks and like get out of here. And then he forgot to give me one thing and the eye rolls that come out of him.
Now, we might be considered like snotty sometimes, but here's the thing. This guy makes us work for his approval, and he doesn't, despite how hard we work for it, and we are sweet, and we like, I've tipped. I've said hi to him in the neighborhood. He'll like skate in on a scooter with his husband. His husband drops him off. And he used to have like a scrolling name tag, like a digital scrolling name tag. And I was like, oh my God, I love that. And no matter how much I kiss his ass, he's still really mean. And every time I see him, you have to start over.
Yeah, it's like he has amnesia. Like he's never seen me before in his life. I'm like, you have seen me at least once a week, if not twice a week.
Twice a week.
Twice a week for the past, I don't even know how many months. And it's just annoying. So if you're in the service industry and you're being a little bitch every time you see the same people, like, get your attitude in check.
Or don't do that job.
Yeah.
Remember that alley girl that worked there too? She fucking hated us.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's like, you guys.
Just because you hate your job, you don't have to hate on us, okay?
You picked this job.
Right?
I'm going to complain. I really want to complain.
I don't know what that will do, but I don't know. Maybe I'll have a better attitude for like a week.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah.
It's bad karma. A couple of things.
Yep.
Out of nowhere, a magic fairy dropped in my inbox. $75 with the Botox.
Ah!
I was like, the Botox fairy
That's a great day.
gifted me $75 worth of Botox. I was like, where on my face will I be using that?
Do you think I could use that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Forward it over to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm like, I need that. I need that up here.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see.
What a great day.
It
for
was a
that.
great day. And I have an exciting announcement now.
Oh, yeah. Another great day.
I know. So Instagram, my best friend, what is it doing? symbiotic right now. I posted a reel and it was caught up in that tidal wave and it's gone viral and it's super exciting. And with this final viral reel, Instagram has deemed me worthy of monetization because you have to have certain thresholds that are met and you can't violate any of the
Instagram rules.
Yeah, there's
policies.
Instagrams,
Yeah.
and luckily I haven't violated them, at least not yet. And so I am announcing today, in 2 days, my subscription Instagram page will go live.
Woo! I'm so pumped. It's about time you get paid for all the Instagram time that you spend on Instagram.
Well, technically, I feel like it's only been a year. It has been a little longer. It's actually a year and a half, but I feel like nothing really started until last year about this time.
Yeah. And like you said, when we were talking about it before, it takes up so much of your energy and it consumes so much of your time. So you might as well get paid for it.
Yeah. Rose in yoga today said, I haven't been back to yoga in like 3 weeks. So I'm like, yeah, you know what my instructor said? She said that give you attention creates energy, and then energy creates life.
And that creates Instagram subscription
Monetization.
pages.
So what can you come to expect on my Instagram subscription page? Well,
Tell me more.
I'm excited. We're going to have story hour. We're going to have hand jobs.
Only hands?
Only hands, I think is the word I'm supposed to use. Feet. Is that a drum roll?
No, that's ASMR.
Oh, ASMR. I was like, what are you doing? Like ASMR meditation. Close your fucking eyes.
Really, really call me in meditation. Like, close your fucking eyes. And if you can't concentrate, you're a loser.
I gotta practice. That's exactly right.
So I'm looking forward to subscribing.
Yeah, and of course there'll be outfits. And will the outfit levels be taken? Will the level of outfits reach on an all-time low? You betcha. You thought I was gonna say hi. No, it's absolutely plummeting. Do I care what my second grade elementary school teacher's gonna think about me and what a whore I've become? No, I don't care.
Well, maybe if they're a subscriber, they're a subscriber. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, my numbers are high. So even if we get 1%,
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
oh shit. I've always wanted to be paid for my personality because I'm unemployable.
That's literally what we've been talking about for manifesting this year, is getting paid for your personality. So
Oh my God.
Chelsea's on a freaking roll with manifesting. So now I think like we've conquered this. The Instagram payments are coming. So now like dating will just fall into place.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to fall in love with my personality. There's 26,000, just one of you.
Just one that's like not a weirdo, not creepy.
Oh.
Yeah.
That, what are the centimeters on 6'2"?
Oh gosh. Okay, hold on. 6'2", that is like, is that 62 inches times 2.2 is like, I don't know, 140-ish centimeters or something.
We've got phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeking 142 centimeters and art that starts from
and like 100 kilograms
the 100 kilograms and permanent artwork from what's the wrist?
from the carpals to the humerus.
Yeah, you know what that means. If you fall in those categories, hit me up.
Okay.
Slide into
Slide into those DMs.
the. What is it? Why do they say that? Why are you sliding?
I don't really know why you're sliding. I don't know.
That doesn't seem like is that a preposition? No, that's a verb. Why would
guess-
you like
I guess like how else do you get into the DMs? Like I
enter? I don't know.
I entered the conversation. I
Just sliding seems strange.
just because it's like smooth, you slide on in.
Oh my gosh. Anyway,
Anyways,
so today we're talking about health.
wealth,
It's like health, wealth, and no
happiness.
something. I had a clever.
I think you said wealthness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember why. Sorry. Okay, here's where my thinking is, and you can plug in the gaps.
Okay.
Health. We both watched the same documentary. Oh, no. I take
No.
that back. We both watched. No, I watched a documentary on Netflix, the You Are What You Eat. Simultaneously, unbeknownst to me, you were reading what?
I'm reading Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia.
Okay. So that is our health.
Health. Mm-hmm.
wealth, you're embarking on a new job.
Yes.
I'm embarking on a new opportunity. Okay. And then all of that surrounding and your happiness, you didn't even think to be sad. So
I didn't.
let's connect all those dots. Ready?
Okay. Yep.
You
I'm
start.
ready.
Okay. Because we didn't actually get a chance to talk about what we're talking about today. And this is me saying, here's the backbone. Thoracic, chiropractor, and you just fill in the gaps.
I'll fill those vertebrae in.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so Chelsea stopped by after yoga this morning, and I don't know why I got on the subject about this book I was reading, Outlive by Dr. Peter Attia.
I know how you said it. You're like, I might.
Oh, yeah. I was like, so I've been listening to this book, and I'm like almost sort of really close to turning the page on and wrapping my head around going to the doctor on a regular basis and getting checkups and getting tests run.
Okay, because prior to this book, you're like, meh. What's the point?
I know. If I die, I die. Like,
We're still gonna die, by the way.
I know. I'm like, okay, well, if I die of something, I'm sure it'll be from all the plastic I ingest from my disposable drinks.
I doubt it.
So I'm like, yeah, he's just making a really good point about you need to be getting tested for everything like 5 to 10 years sooner than what the recommendations are. And like if you need to have like a full body MRI scan and you need to have all of these like calcium tests, and he's talking about cancer and just like how our healthcare system is really backwards and messed up. So one of the things that he was talking about was the American Cancer Society and how their recommendations are so out of date because the American Cancer Society recommends that you put some ice cream on top of your cake because you're probably not eating a lot and you need to get those calories in.
When you're on chemotherapy.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, why would it ever make sense to feed your body sugar and shit when you're already ill? Like, isn't that common sense? Like,
I actually, it's my belief, I can't speak to cancer, but my belief is with my body that when I'm sick, I get sick because my immune system has been depleted is a direct correlation between the amount of sugar I'm consuming leading up to that. And then if I did get sick, the length in which I'm sick is extended because of my diet, which is rich with sugar. Mm-hmm. Whereas like I'm less likely to get sick if I've been eating the way I should be. Or if I do, it's like 2 days and then I do bounce back.
Yeah.
And that is my personal belief.
Yeah. And he does talk about a little bit in the book about somewhat of an intermittent fasting or just like, but he's like, that's not like reliable to do your entire life. Like it's hard to do intermittent fasting forever.
It's not that hard.
But true intermittent fasting doesn't count sleeping at night. It's really like you skip breakfast or something and then.
It doesn't matter.
I know. This is just like what he's saying. I'm just repeating like what he's saying.
Like, no.
He's not like saying to really intermittent fast, but just like lighter foods and like maybe a Mediterranean diet. Duh. Okay. I just feel
What's in a Mediterranean diet?
Like fatty fish, like olives, artichokes and stuff like that. And then more of like healthy oils, healthy fats, and then protein and lower carbs.
Okay. So is that it on the book because I want to counter with the movie.
Yes. And also in this book, this doctor is the doctor to like Jeff Bezos and like a bunch of billionaires and millionaires who can afford to have all of these extra tests run. And he's trying to advocate for healthcare 3.0, which is more of a preventative medicine versus right now when we wait to get sick and then we treat it. So I do understand that. And like this book kind of irritates me because I understand that the healthcare system is fucked up. But then also it's like, how is the American Cancer Society handing out these recommendations? I'm like, you're so fucking stupid. But then I'm getting tricked into thinking that I should go to the doctor more and run all these tests. But I just like don't think that's for me. And now I'm going to get like shamed into feeling like I should.
No, I'm with you because it's like, wait a minute. If you think I should be eating cake and ice cream, like how, and I don't agree with that. Like, how am I going to accept any of your other recommendations? You've lost all consumer at least as me as a consumer. Mm-hmm. You want me to put your like the foremost mentioned like
the shittiest food in your body, the most processed,
and you're supposed to be the expert on cancer and that's what you want from me? I'm like, you just lost me. Mm-hmm. Okay, so with this Netflix, it's a 4.6
4-part series.
Thank you. Where they take identical twins and they're doing a comparison on plant-based versus carnivore. And they keep referring to it as whole wheat plant-based diets. And I'm like, is there a copyright on that? Like, why are we saying it like that? And every single time they allude to it, I'm like, and I couldn't help but feel like this was more of a reality TV meets like a commercial in the background, because like you, they were like, if you get this 360, 180, take this test, it can detect all these things. And it's like, well, only premium doctors, and it's more sure shit it's not covered by insurance.
No, definitely not.
And it's like, well, it does. They are in the business, I can say this, of like elitism and then making you feel bad, because if you could just access this, you might be better and you'd live. Okay, so anyway, long story short, plant-based is pretty where it's at.
Yes, because, you were telling me that everything is so contaminated.
Oh, everything. So even like, a grass-fed, I don't know which way you want to take this. Like for those that argue, well, I do eat steak and it's lean. Well, oh God, there's so many hormones in it, but it may be grass-fed, but then there's contamination and pesticides in the grass that they're eating. And it just talks about, and then even like the farmed salmon is so bad for you, and the dye that they put in that farmed salmon. But one thing that was interesting from like a Saltburn perspective is, and I do believe this, it's just funny that they actually dropped it in. And I kind of, in my opinion, I feel like they did this for like shock value and entertainment. But one, because they did a baseline test of everything, like cognitive and performative, but they also did a how does their blood flow when they are masturbating and coming. So
that is actually something that's left out of a lot of studies.
I know, and honest to God, because what they do say, I believe this, is that there's a direct correlation between men who take like Viagra, is that there might be like blockage in their hearts, which prevents the blood flow, right? And that's to everywhere in the body. So what they had these people do, male and female, they put them in a room with pornography. They watched it. Fingers crossed, they were able to get themselves across the finish line, and in which case they did a study of what? I don't know, because I had to step out of the room and
because then you fell asleep.
I did fall asleep, and then I tried to watch it again before you got here, and I was trying my hair, and I was like, fuck, I forgot what they were trying to measure. I don't know how they did, because I don't know how they tested before and after, but I was really enthralled up until that point. But I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Like, did you reduce the blockage, and how, like, so they are so on board with this. They're like, you could have better sex as well.
I'm assuming the plant-based people had an easier time.
Oh, 100%. And I do feel like, what kind of got me with this? Here they are behind the scenes in a control group rooting. Everyone behind the like mirrored glass is rooting for the plant-based. Mm-hmm. But they're poisoning the other twin with the carnivore diet. And it's like, yee, because now they're going to have to not only get back in shape, but now like start from the very beginning, where their twin is like 8 weeks ahead of them in success on the plant-based diet. I hate the thought that you were actually poisoning these people, because you were.
Yeah, you're definitely messing with their health. But I mean, for 8 weeks, is that how long they're doing the test? Okay, 8 weeks in the span of your entire life is nothing. But I know it's going to take probably twice as long to get back to where you should be, or like where your twin is.
Oh, it's going to take twice as long, because now you got to catch up. And they do but like I said, there was these two young guys, and they had very little body fat to begin with. Do I know how it turned out? No, not really. Again, I didn't really get through this. But what I did ingest was awesome.
Just like Saltburn, you didn't even watch the last 10 minutes.
I will.
That's where everything unravels. Where all information is.
I actually didn't really. I don't know. I don't even know if what I'm referring to is correct.
I think it is.
Okay.
I'll believe you.
Okay, so if that's health.
Yeah. Now we're on to wealth.
Yeah. So Lindsay is right on the precipice, about to turn the page to finish the book, actually. Okay, let's see. Which analogy am I using as it relates to a book? Lindsay is about to close and
Chapter?
no, I guess it's a chapter, but you're actually closing the volume of this life as you know it as a chiropractor that you own your practice. I don't know how that's
A business owner?
yeah. Lindsay's not gonna be a business owner. But somebody asked me like, oh, what's going on with Lindsay? And I said she was recruited by this fitness company and given an offer that she couldn't refuse.
100%.
And I was like, so, oh my God.
I know, it's really snowing out there.
So for that, now your wealth will skyrocket.
It will. And also, it's going to take, just a little transition period because I'm not quite done owning a business yet because there's a thing called a lease that is very hard to get out of early. So there are.
I'm like, who's Elise?
Elise.
I was like, who the hell are you talking about? You have a new friend? What the
I know.
fuck?
Well, this is what's happening. There's someone who it has a letter of intent signed and they're going back and forth on the lease terms. And during the meantime, I have two other people who are like, well, I want the space too. So now I'm sending all the information to the landlord. So I'm thinking I'm just going to start a bidding war of who's going to take over my lease faster. And that should be wrapped up in the next 30 days or so.
You should maybe tell a fib to the other two parties that are, if they're still communicating with you, and be like, oh my gosh, somebody else just reached out to me.
Oh, well, I tell them, I'm like, I know someone is really interested. So you definitely need to talk to them today if you want a chance to get it.
Yeah.
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 So I'm super pumped about that. And also, I'm very excited to have paid time off. Let me just tell you, I already used up all the ones that are available to me.
You've already planned?
I've already planned. So
I've already planned on how to spend my money that comes from my OnlyHands account on Instagram.
And I'm already planning on spending my money that I have coming in. So
oh, I know.
I'm pumped.
Oh my God. Wouldn't it be amazing if somehow we were making the same amount?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
And I wasn't doing anything corporate. I was just doing things that were scandalous that are going to embarrass my mom.
Oh my gosh. And like, I was talking to someone last night about I should just like learn IT and I should be a computer programmer because the company that my husband works for, they start at like 6 figures right away. And I was like, oh, damn, I should do that. And his coworker was like, yeah, but I would think that like being a doctor is probably more lucrative. I was like, bunch of baloney. They lie to you.
It's like the health and wellness industry telling you should eat bologna. Meanwhile,
I know.
it's carcinogenic, just like owning a business. It will eat you from the inside out until you're depleted and you're just a walking skeleton about to die.
That's how I stay so skinny.
Owning a business.
Yeah.
The end.
The end.
I just want to kill myself.
Well, I have to say, our last topic of happiness, there's more happiness coming with my new job coming once I get past this anxiety phase of the transition.
All right. So I asked Lindsay, I called her this morning. I was like, how are you feeling? It's your second to last day. And you said what?
I was like, I think I'm like nervous. I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of like nervous. I'm excited. I'm kind of anxious.
So then later I saw her, like 90 minutes later, and I was like, what did I say?
You're like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, well, I didn't know that sad was an option.
I asked her, I said, Lindsay, are you sad? And you're like, I didn't even think about it as an option. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You didn't know sad was on the table or at least something to choose from on the menu of feelings? And you're like, no. I'm like, what the fuck? You don't even consider the word sad? Not only the word, but like the emotion? I'm like, I cannot wrap my head around the fact that you would never think to, you're like, I wouldn't even think to be sad. And I'm like, oh my God, who the fuck lives like that? And then I was like, I would pay a lot of fucking money to rattle around in your head just for a week to see what it's like with those big eyeballs just blinking. What you must not think and feel. I was just like, I would be unstoppable if I was in your pretty goldfish brain. It was like, I must just do that, and then just keep blinking and smiling.
I know. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think about it. I just got up ready to go to work. And then I looked at the schedule and I'm like, I'm going to see this person. Okay. I'm going to do my to-do list. It's more of like, Yeah, sad. I'm like, that's not in the repertoire of feelings.
So stupid.
Anxiety is definitely in the feeling department.
I
don't know. I think, you know what I think it is like, this isn't sad compared to like the last 2 months of the year. Last year, I'm like, that was sad. But like this, I'm like, oh, it is what it is.
in my infinite wisdom, I don't think you're sad about closing up shop. I think you're sad that, like, wow, not only am I closing up shop, like 12 hours later, I'm getting on a plane to embark on the corporate world, in which if they were two separate things, maybe not at the same time, they just flow. Like one day is that, and then you wake up the next morning and you're gone. So I also, given that I have started a number of new jobs, I know what the anxiety is in the beginning. And then like, I'm so limited. But look at me. I kind of like my job.
You do like your job.
And I thrive at it. So it actually can, so fired, be better on the fucking other side. The only thing is, you're going to be in Minnesota, and boy, do I look forward to ignoring the shit out of you. I'm not even going to no, you know it.
No, yeah, I'm like, you'll respond to
No.
me. Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not even going to reach out. I'm not going to check in. I'm not going to FaceTime. You're going to come back, and I'm skinny, and I've got a lot of friends, and I've already made $10,000 in OnlyFans hands. No, I'm going to be like in a ball curled up with like fucking donut dust in my sheets.
I hope you do make a lot of money so you can pay a lot of money to get in my head for a week.
Oh my God. Oh, you're like, I will gladly take your
Yes.
pennies.
You can be up in here and be like,
Be up in here.
Be up in here. See what a Disney princess goldfish is like for.
Oh, another thing I'll be doing is our product review of our newest.
Our newest sponsor. That'll also be on Chelsea's Instagram page because it's toys for adults.
Oh boy, these are different toys. This is another line of toys you didn't know existed. So
buckle up, everyone. Like,
$4.99 can get you
a lot.
you're gonna get way more than you expected. I'm really putting a lot of thought. Anyway,
Very excited for you.
I'm really excited for your new adventure.
Thank you. I'm excited for your new venture.
Actually, I'm not that excited for your new adventure because it's really going to put a wrinkle in our lives. And like, I could just bebop over when I just wanted a little dose of my Disney princess, and now I'd have to go really far south.
I know. The sad part is losing the space. Because I love the space. I love the windows. I love the people walking by. I love to go walk and like go do things. Like you can pop in, anyone can pop in. Like that's what I'm really gonna miss. And I think like good thing I am kind of just hopping on the plane 12 hours later, because if I had time to sit there and think about it, then I might get sad. And I don't want to be sad. So it's
like, now that you mention it, I might consider being sad.
I know. I'm like, thank you for bringing that to my attention that that's an option.
Oh, was it a specialty on the menu this evening? I didn't even know.
So I think, yeah, it'll be an interesting transition time. But
it's not that big of a deal. Stop being so dramatic. It's fucking fine. We wanted this to happen.
I know. I'm like, I love it. I love full time. But then we're like, we hate it. We want our flexibility back.
Oh no, that's the beauty of having a job. You fucking hate it, but you keep showing up.
I'm gonna crush it. So.
Oh my God. Yeah. You're gonna make so much money. You'll be like, this is stupid easy. Like, why the fuck didn't I? And I'm like, hello, do we not? This is literally what we do for a podcast. Is like so fired. Like. Okay, here in the shower, I was thinking, like, this is you busting out of the negativity, like, misery that's been weighing you down. And you're like, I think I'm going to miss this. Gypsy Rose? Oh, you've been abusing me for the last 5 years? I don't think I can possibly leave you for a newer, kinder, brighter future that's going to actually pay me for what I'm worth. Oh, no, I'm sad. What the fuck?
I've got Stockholm syndrome.
I'm like, oh no, this doesn't feel good. The fuck it doesn't. Get the fuck out of there.
All right, well, remember to put that back on the menu when you're like, how are you feeling about it? Make sure that's special number 1.
Well, you didn't lead with that. I was like, why aren't you leading with? Well, because it's hard when you're in it. You don't even know you're in Stockholm Syndrome.
No.
That's what, I didn't watch that, but I would imagine that's what she's going to say. She didn't know she was being poisoned.
Oh, I'll give you a full recap later. I've actually only watched like 80% of it, so I can't tell you. How.
You're pretty close. That's
Yeah.
way closer than I was on this. I am an expert on this documentary. No, I watched like an episode and a half.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we're junk science here. Trash
It's
science.
close enough.
Trash science.
Okay, so that was very enjoyable.
I know. It was like more enjoyable than I thought it would be.
So I think that, you know, you can like talk with your bestie about health, wealth, and happiness.
Or don't talk to them at all if they're headed out of town for 2 weeks.
It's a test. It's a test.
I'm gonna
Don't fall for it. Don't say everything is fine when it's not fine.
It's not fine. I'm
It's
sad.
She's sad. Don't believe anything she's saying right now.
I'm be so busy taking foot fetish films. I'm gonna be filming foot fetish films. Smut.
She's gonna be a smut actress, but full on by the time I come back in 2 weeks.
I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna have my foot in my hand lathering it off. And like this stupid awful noise it sounds like when you're like a lot of lotion on your foot and you're rubbing it in. I know, but that's gonna get me so paid.
Well,
Just moisturizing yourself with like white lotion.
ugh. I don't even know why I'm making a face because I'm gonna subscribe.
And I'm sorry.
I'll be subscriber number 1.
I
so-
know, but here's the thing, guys. Please don't cringe. You know what I mean?
You guys, honestly, it's nothing. I don't know. Yeah, don't cringe. This
It's
is
fine.
like, it's
Come on.
fine. It's totally normal.
And
like-
here's this why I like this, and I know we were trying to wrap it up, but I'm not done talking about myself. So buckle back in. You got to keep your seatbelt buckled in the whole time, otherwise you get sucked out the hole. Just like
Alaskan Airlines.
Sohimi, they do a lot of sucking too. Those plastic flowers suck the shit out of it. Anyway, why I think I'm going to enjoy the subscription is it gives me the opportunity to showcase my other creativities. And with dancing around suggestive ideas, right? I think some of the followers have picked up that I'm sarcastic and there's humor, but now I can really show what I got, show my chops.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Not my lamb chops, but my chops.
Oh no, your lamb chops will be on display.
Well, they're funny. Like one day I do like stuffed animals. I think I'm gonna do a stuffed animal thing and like
you should. You should go through all of Butch's stuffed animals and be like, "This is Lammy Chop."
or
What
like
is it?
dressed up like a little girl
Yeah.
with like.
Like now we are kind of going off the deep end.
Oh, we're gonna be in the deep
I
end.
am not your manager on this.
Yes,
so-
you are. Well, you're not
No.
my content manager, but
I'm
just
not.
you just better fucking like it. Okay?
I'll like it. Okay, everyone, make sure
No.
that you are subscribed to at Chelsea Toronto subscription page for $4.99 a month to get all of the premium content over there, and also
Trash.
also like, subscribe, follow at So Fired Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and follow, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, etc., etc.
Just do one of those things, please.
Just do it all, okay?
All right.
Okay. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The stories and statements expressed herein are experiences and opinions. They may not represent the views of the production studio or the hosts. If you disagree with our content, that's okay. No podcast is perfect for everyone.